Hey everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're learning how to make a gathered skirt. It's very easy, no pattern required, and you can make it in just 1 hour. Let's get started. The first thing I do is I measure out the waist for the waistband. I just measure the exact waistband and then I add 1.5 or 2 inches depending on how you want it. But I think it's better to add 2 inches to the waistband, and then you measure how wide you want it to be. I measure 5 here, and then when I go ahead and turn it over, it's going to be 2 inches. So five, and then because you have to put sewing allowance and all that. So five first. I have a detailed video on how to make a skirt waistband. I have the video separately, so just watch that if you want to know how I made the waistband for the skirt. Now let's get started in doing other things. The next thing is cutting the fabric. You're going to cut the fabric either 2.5 yards or double of your measurements. You have to cut the fabric as large as that. And then you go ahead to sew the downside of the fabric. That's what I'm doing now. I just folded it by 1/2 inch and I'm sewing it all the way down. Ensure it's smooth, or you go ahead and press it down to ensure a smooth, neat look. Then the next thing we'll do is go ahead and make the gathers. I'll be sewing a long, loose line down to the end of the fabric. You can set your machine to the way you'll be able to do that. And then you go ahead and extend the thread, and then you go ahead and pull. That's how you make the gathers. You go ahead and pull. There are things you can use to make the gathers these days. This is just the manual way of making gathers. There are other footers that you can use, the gathering foot and things like that to create the gathers. But this is the simple and easiest way to do it if you do not have the gathering foot. Yeah, this is the finished look. Yeah, the finished gathering look, I mean. Then you go ahead and cross check your measurements, ensuring that the measurement is the same as the waist measurement. And if it's not, you go ahead and adjust it to ensure you get the right measurements. Then we go ahead and sew the band to the skirt. So we sew the band by putting the right side of the band to the left side of the skirt. And then we give a long stitch down to the end. So what I'm doing here, I'm just cutting off the excess fabric that's between the skirt and the band so that it doesn't puff when I close it. So I go ahead and turn the band over to the right side of the skirt and then give a top stitch. This will just ensure that everything is, in place. The ends of the gathers is tucked inside and just gives a very neat and beautiful look. Then I take it to the iron and give it a good press. This is to ensure the work is neat. You always have to do this to ensure a very neat finish. You always have to iron. If you don't iron, your work won't look neat. So ensure to always iron your skirts or anything you're making. The next thing is to sew the back of the skirts, joining the ends together. So we'll go ahead and give a stitch. We're going to run the stitch to where we want it to stop for the zip to start. So basically that's what we're doing right now. So to sew it, you just leave about 1 inch or 1.5 inch. You measure that and then you start sewing it all the way down to where you want it to stop for the zip. And then go ahead and fix the zipper. I already started fixing this zip, so it's just remaining one side. And after fixing the zip, I'm going to do a video on how to fix a zipper in a very easy way. So just watch out for that video. Yeah, because everything we do on this page is beginner friendly, trying to get you to learn how to sew from the very beginning. So that's basically what we do on this page. So watch out for that video on how to sew a zipper in a very easy and beginner friendly way. And we are done making the skirts. I hope you found this easy and I hope you can follow through. I made this in just about 40 minutes and I hope you'll be able to do so too. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I'll be answering. Also, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. This, I couldn't wear the skirt because it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to a customer. But I hope you can see how it looks. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next one.